This immigration issue, the other day, and it should have got a lot more attention than it did. Shane Oliver from AMP, he's their chief economist. By no mean, a One Nation backer or a Liberal National Party backer. He's an economist. And he calls it, he says, I'm looking at these statistics over and over again. I can see that we're bringing 500,000 people into this country every year. That's our plan. Why is this not being talked about? In whose interest is it for this to be kind of sort of muffled away?
It's been a tactic by both major political parties for years, so don't worry, the LNP are also headed down this path and have been in the past, and it's about to prop up our economy. You see, by high immigration, it actually props up our GDP. So people come out here, they actually spend more money, and this is why big business, the Harvey Normans, they love high immigration, because actually those people are buying more product from them. And it's also big business, there's more competition for jobs, so the wages aren't driven up. When you actually have to do enterprise bargaining with people because you can't get the workers, guess what? They don't have to drive up the wages prices to get these people employed because you've got a great supply of employees out there. But so what it does, it puts a strain on the rest of Australians who are struggling to get housing, rental accommodation. We don't have the infrastructure as well. So you're 500,000, that equates to 7,000 people a week they're bringing into the country. On top of that, we've had 225,000 students that are coming also into Australia for foreign students. Now, they actually take up 70% of new house dwellings. 70% is taken up by foreign students. So we have a real problem, but the government is just turned a blind eye to it. They are not interested in what the public feel. That's your problem, that's not ours. They don't have to suffer the long queues. They don't have to suffer the the amount of traffic that we have on our roads trying to get to work. They don't have to go through all that. They're well-to-do. These people don't have to, wait a couple of months or weeks on end to see a doctor or a dentist or even getting in any healthcare in the hospital system or having their elective surgery done.
See, this conversation, this happens everywhere. And people talk like this, like you are with me now, about this issue. And yet the political class say, there's Hanson, she's been going on this since 1996, and it's the same old rock and rant again and everything like that. I have never seen a survey that said anything like a majority of Australians want more people coming here. In fact, it's quite the opposite. A lot of people want Australia to kind of stay the way it is. And maybe not the way it is right now, I'll tell you. But they say that. They say that overwhelmingly. And yet this is almost considered like a minority opinion. Like it's a fringe dweller view. It's not. Yeah. It's everywhere and everyone's talking about it.
Yeah. The more that the Australian people suffer, the more they are talking about high immigration. And of course, they want a population of about 50 million in Australia. We've got about 26 million at the moment. I'm not saying stop immigration by all means, by no means. But what I'm saying, it has to be managed better than what it is. And we have to take in consideration of the Australian people, their standard of living, their way of life. And then we slowly grow the immigration that's going to be able to give services to all Australians. You can't expect migrants to come out here and you can't give them housing. Where's the housing? This $10 billion fund that the government's put into the housing, built 30,000 houses over the next 5 years, that's a joke. Because we're 650,000 homes less than what we require just for the Australians here now, let alone bringing in the numbers that we are. It's just not going to work. So until Australians, you know what I said, Jason? Okay, people are struggling, I know that. But unless people really start hurting, I mean really hurting, maybe they might think about who they vote for. Maybe they might start taking an interest in politics more and realise who they're voting for instead of these idiots down there that are actually driving the country into a quagmire that we are now experiencing.
Well, they did, and they have in the past. They did in 96. They'd had enough with the government treating them like they did. They voted in Howard, and they did again off the back of Rudd. They did it then because they get angry, but it shouldn't have to get to this. Australia shouldn't have to be run into the bloody ground in order for us to take action and to see some action.